Hello, and yeah, this is going to be a reaction video to Astartes, a project by Siama Peterson, and this is the edit of all the parts put together. I have seen the first one back when it came out. How many years ago was that? I want to say 3 years, but it could be 2, who knows. But I watched the first part when it came out, and well, I didn't continue watching it after that. Because to me, the first part was very it looks really good. It looks good, it sounded good from what I remember. But that's not enough for me to care. And also, just watching a space marine just shooting a bunch of cultists while not being able to take any damage, is not interesting to me. If I'm gonna if they're gonna do Warhammer 40k stories, do stories of a guardsman or an inquisitor or anything that isn't fucking space marines. You can still have space marines to wank over, but use them sparingly. Use them and portray them as fucking monsters. Kind of like how this does. It portrays them from the first episode that I remember really well. But that's boring to me. Especially when that's the only thing. But let's see if I still feel that way. And maybe the other parts are good. Like the parts that aren't part 1. Oh, those 2 Imperial Navy guys right there. What is their story? And that's also nice, doing the incense on the bolters. Okay, that was part 1. Okay, so I actually watched more than one part. Alright. Because I remember this. Then they crash. Have I watched the whole thing and I hated it? Okay, we're gonna wait and see, because the last thing I remember was that he was shooting just some cultist. So we'll see. And this is really nice how they do the assault. This is what I remember. And I stopped watching after this right here. So is this part 3 or is this part 2? Because oh my god! Space Marine! I mean, looks great. And if they're gonna do Space Marines, this is kind of like what you want them to do. It is how you want them to be portrayed. But it should be just a 5-minute section in a 30-minute show about something else. It's why I cannot listen to some of these most 99.9% of the Space Marine audiobooks. Because man, I hate just battle scenes, especially in books, especially the Space Marine battle scenes. We scream and we shoot. I don't remember this. Okay, so he's using an auto gun, like a sniper. But sadly he missed, because that probably would have done some type of damage. Oh god, what is that called? Is that a multi-laser? Is that what that is called? You know, the thing that sentinels... Oh my god, that guy got stabbed. Guess he was like a suicide bomber with a mine. Just gun down your own units. I mean, makes sense, you know. Kind of like those guys are worth less than this one space marine. So if we can take down this one space marine while taking down like 15 or 20 of our own units, it's worth it. And what are you two? Obviously some type of chaos cultist, but are they psychers? Yeah, some type of psyker. Okay, that's a funny run animation. Like, it felt like there was no weight behind him. Grass part. Alright, well, maybe they got one Space Marine. Or maybe that Space Marine was just knocked back. He's like, oh, thank you, brother. Thanks for the help. Well, at least this right here is actually more interesting than them just shooting it, you know, against the cultists. But at least there's some, you know, stakes to it. But yeah, who knows what they were? Some type of psyker, obviously chaos psychers. And I do think, wasn't this guy like hired by Games Workshop to do like more things? Has there been anything released? I haven't checked out Warhammer Plus at all. For me it's kind of like, I'll wait maybe 5 years, then maybe I'll check out and see what they have in their catalog. Oh, a tech priest. And what is he praying to? Okay, and this Space Marine is coming like, we finished our mission. And I did not see what it was that fell. Was there like an embedded bullet in him that fell down? Or... because we saw he had, you know, bullet marks when he was fighting the Psychers. Oh, a golden man. Is this a Catan? Like a Catan shard? Because I'm thinking like big golden boys. Man, my 40k knowledge isn't the best. Especially since I haven't really been interested in 40k that much. Like I have a passive interest in it. Like I paint. That's pretty much the interest I have in 40k. Like I'm in the process of repainting my guardsmen. Okay, we actually got them to... they were saying something. Are they speaking High Gothic? Is that... it's like a demon language? So is this the same cube? Like the thing that we saw with the tech priest and those two like decorated space marines. Were that like in the past? And they like got corrupted by this cube and became those two guys? Or is this just... or are they like in different areas? And there's... I say cube when it's a sphere. It's a circle. I was never good to fit the square into the circle hole. I don't know why. Shouldn't it go there? Okay, no, it's different places. So obviously this... I want to say cubes. These spheres are some type of... I'm guessing... I wanted a chaos, just because to say chaos. But I think maybe it's like some... Necron technology in a sense? Actually, I have no idea. Break something. Okay, they noticed. He managed to tell them that something's wrong before he got corrupted. Alright, yeah, he got taken over. Ah, Tech Priest, you did your best. You managed to warn them at least before you got corrupted. Yeah, give him a quick death. That's good. Alright, well, that Tech Priest is my favorite character in this. Seems like he's like, oh. Like, oh fuck. Our armor. Why is it magnetic? And they are being consumed. Okay. Well, I mean, he lost his arm, but at least he tried. See, like, you know what? Let's try and destroy this cube. A good plasma shot should do the trick. Okay, no, he still has his arm missing. And they're all connected by some strands. And he's been oh god. Well, you know, maybe like it's well cauterized. Like, oh no, my acid blood. No, it's acid spit they have, right? Well, I mean, came out of his mouth, so... Okay. And you're like in a Dark Souls Vista. Was that all the parts? Yes, alright. That was... I mean... I think me ending where I ended... oh no, it seemed to be a little bit... Oh, okay, some Imperial Fists. Yeah, I mean, I still don't think it's very good. Other than the visuals. And I guess the fight scene against those two... I'm gonna call them brothers. I don't know, like those... Psychers. I'm gonna call them Tech Psychers. And then the Tech Priest. That's pretty much the only thing I was like, oh. Things that didn't have just to do with the visuals that I enjoyed. Everything else was kind of like... yeah, like there's still not really any meat to it. Like it has a good crust. Let's say that. Like it's a piece of meat with a good crust, but the insides are terrible. And the fact that I cannot even say anything, and I spent like 30 minutes, 13 minutes watching this, it's kind of like, what can I say as a positive that I haven't already said? Nothing. And I'm not actually that curious. I'm kind of like, oh, is that like a Catan shard? And oh, what is that cube? Is that cube made from the same material as that guy? Because I mean, the texture on the skin and the cube look similar. And where did they go? Why do I keep saying cube when it's a fucking circle, a sphere? Oh god. I have cubes in my mind. And what chapter of Space Brains are these? Is it kind of like an unknown chapter? Is this like, an original chapter from the creator? Because I cannot really... I have no idea. Obviously, those yellow ones at the end are Imperial Fists. So yeah, that was Project Astartes by Syama Peterson, and yeah, I mean, hopefully, whatever it is he's doing at Games Workshop, hopefully that is better. Maybe he then has kind of like a budget to actually do a story, because this seems to have been just made by that guy, one guy. So it's kind of like, I understand why there really isn't a story, why it's just purely like a visual, like, it's basically just eye candy. Because, I mean, if you don't have the budget to do hire voice actors or to do stuff, maybe he's not a writer, It's just a proof of concept, just do this thing, it looks really cool, and then who knows. Yeah, that's it. But I will say one good thing about this is that it gave me some motivation to actually paint. So that's what I'm gonna do right after this. I'm actually gonna paint.